All right, lock in because today I'm going to be talking about the Chicago Sky losing to the Los Angeles Sparks and somewhat cementing themselves as the worst team in the league for right now. Dallas has a case, but I feel like they've been there in some games, like they've gone against some solid teams, but either Enrique or the coach just sells it at the end, while Chicago has gone against some solid teams in the Fever and New York, but like they're not competitive in those games and like they're not showing me anything that I like. Something that might not work against a top tier team, but it'll work against easier competition like this Los Angeles Sparks team, which isn't a pushover team. Like they play some really smart basketball, especially in this game, but like they're not world beaters. Sure, Haley Van Lith and Mariah Jefferson were out, no real backup point guard, but even they wouldn't fix the issues that I saw in this game because they're not defensive stoppers. Both of them are small and they're not even in their prime, which matters because Mariah, maybe she could bring some defensive IQ, but like because she's not in her prime, she's a bit slower, and Haley is a young player, so she might not have the defensive IQ and like she's not really the best defender, I would say. Like, yeah, she has to learn the WNBA. So none of them would have helped with stopping the main issue that I saw in this game. In the first half, I feel like the offense was solid, not just from a shot making point of view, because talented players and like good shot making can mask up bad coaching, but I truly believe that the offense was mostly firing on all cylinders with the shot making and play calling. I absolutely loved when Rebecca Allen got into the game and like they were setting off-ball screens for her to get open threes. That was working. However, like while I said that the offense was firing on all cylinders, that was really only the case when their initial action was successful. Something that I noticed a lot in this game is that when the Sky's initial play, like their initial set got blown up, there's no counter. It just devolves into a freelance offense, like maybe a pick and roll with everyone standing around, maybe an ISO. Like that's when the offense gets bad because the Sky don't have those players that can make something out of nothing when a play breaks down outside of like maybe Ariel Atkins, but like she's not really seeing that much usage in this offense. As of right now, whether it's personnel or misutilization, there's no one on the team that can make magic happen when a play breaks down. And I noticed that quite a few times throughout this game, which like they were able to stay in this game against the lowly Sparks without Rickea Jackson and Cameron Brink. But against better competition, your plays are going to get blown up sometimes. Like, what is your counter? And right now, the Sky don't have one. Now for the second half, and mainly the third quarter, the reason why not having Haley Van Lith and Mariah Jefferson didn't matter is because the Sparks exposed them for their undisciplined defense and bad defensive game plan in general. Kelsey Plum just ripped them apart. She pushed the tempo, which created some mismatches, just an unfortunate thing about running a slow team. But on the Sky's end, I saw a lot of lapses by the guards, falling asleep and just getting beat off ball. Kamilla wasn't perfect at all, but I truly believe that one of those defensive lapses was on her, one of them was on Angel, then the rest of them was just all around miscommunication and the guards getting beat, which forced the bigs into switches where they could get taken advantage of. Because of the bad defense, the Sparks were able to create an insurmountable double-digit lead. The Sky fought back in the fourth quarter. Like I felt like there was more communication on defense and the guards were staying attached more, but later on the lapses were still there, so it just wasn't enough. Like they were already down in a deficit and like they just weren't coming back from that, especially because they don't have a prolific offense. And that's how they lost. I think Tyler's coaching isn't the best with the defensive schemes, and the offense after a play breaks down isn't that good, but also like it might just be worth considering that the personnel isn't the best either because of their own shortcomings that they bring defensively, whether it's being small or slow. If I could make changes to the Chicago Sky's rotation, starting off with a realistic one, probably the most obvious one would be taking Kia Nurse out of the starting lineup for Rebecca Allen. She's not only better than her right now in terms of shooting, but she's actually getting in positions to make shots. I remember in the Liberty game, there were a few times when Kia got the ball with an open look, but she was standing at Curry range, so she either passed up the shot or had to take a step in, which allowed the defense to catch up. She's not making shots right now. Sometimes like she's not even in good positions to even make shots. Start Beck Allen. There's going to be nothing coming off the bench, like gotta address that with some roster moves, but her shooting is going to unlock the starting lineup and give Angel and Kamilla more space to work with. Next change is more of an unrealistic change, but start Hailey Van Lith over Courtney. This would probably never happen because the experience gap is so large, but it's not a situation where Hailey is unplayable. She's always giving good minutes whenever she plays. She's following the game plan, knows what's going on, she clearly belongs out there, and the main reason why I want her out there over Courtney is because with her speed, she can actually push the pace and create advantages in transition, something that Courtney isn't really capable of. They're both not the best at defense. Actually, none of the guards are. None of them can stay in front of their matchup. The bad defense is way more on the guards than the bigs. But yeah, Courtney, while she's not the only one, she still gets beat so many times on and off ball. She's just not fast enough, so because of that, I question, could Hailey really be any worse? She's not a defensive stopper at all, infamously, but her speed and energy can be useful on both sides. Is HVL a starter in the WNBA? Probably not, but neither is Courtney at this stage in her career, so that's a roster construction issue. Then the final change I would make, probably the most unrealistic change because this person isn't even getting real minutes, but I would say play Maddie Westbeld at the 4 instead of Michaela. In the Sparks game, Michaela had a breakdown or two off ball, but the main problem was that she just couldn't guard the bigs, just not tall enough. Not saying that Maddie Westbeld is a lockdown defender or anything, but she is 6'3", and that alone gives her a better chance at contesting shots from bigger players. Also, she can shoot, which is something that this team needs more of. These three players provide stuff that the Sky don't have right now and are losing games because of. The two rookies might not be ready, but the vets aren't either. The three players that are getting playing time over the three that I suggested aren't so much better than their counterparts, so to me, I see no advantage to leaning on the vets when everyone's going to make mistakes, but at least with those three, you're going to make mistakes with lineups that make some sense, that actually can, in theory, cover up for some of your weaknesses and put you in a better position to win. But that's my rant, my section to be constructive, since I don't really feel like giving out player grades for this one. Anyways, they played the Mercury next. The Wings also played the Sun on the same day today, so I'm just hoping for one of them to get their first win, preferably both of them. But yeah, that is all for now. Stay strong, stay brutal, because above all else, it's anything to win.
I won't let you down, Bruce. I'll keep fighting. Always.